What's up, you guys? My name is Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. I was actually just getting ready to go to bed, but then I was like, you know what? I need to film this video, tell you guys my goals of what I want to read in August, and actually books that I am currently reading. I started them in July, towards the end of July, and I am going to be reading them into August. But I also have like a little TBR, so this is my August TBR. I guess I'll start with the books that I'm actually currently reading. I'm in the middle of 2 books. I decided to start doing that because I am like, I think it's just like everybody is like this, a mood reader. So if I'm like not in the mood to read something, I don't want to keep forcing myself to read it because then I'm not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to like get the most out of it. So currently, like, I started doing a thing where I'm in between 2 books at all times. That way I don't get bored. I always have something else to read. I am absolutely not bored with this book anymore. I was a little bored at the beginning, but not anymore. So this is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. If you don't know, Powerless is a pretty famous, I would say, fantasy book. It is kind of giving Hunger Games to me. They do have to compete in the games, but it is a romantasy, so a romantic fantasy, and I love that. So it is, I'm not sure how to describe. Well, so like several people get picked for these games that they have to like do different tasks in and see like who gets the tasks done. You don't necessarily have to kill anybody, but you have to see who can get the tasks done, which people are not going down without a fight. So it is very possible that people could die. So you know, they know that going in, so they do like a bunch of training, and you see that everybody that goes into the games has powers except for Peyton. She does not have powers, and if anybody found out that she doesn't have powers, she would be killed instantly because she is an ordinary. So the kingdom that they're in got rid of all the ordinaries, and they killed them off because they said that they had like a disease or something like that. And so she's kind of like gotten away with, you know, surviving, but now she's in these games and she has to defend herself, and she doesn't have any powers, so she's going up against all these people that have powers. And so it's just a lot of like, you know, guessing and wondering like what's gonna happen, you know. And then there's this love connection between her and Kai, and it is just the most iconic thing in the entire world. I love it so much. And like I said, Kai is my new book boyfriend. I rather enjoy him. But yeah, I have so many like highlights and stuff in here. Like, I feel like I'm highlighting almost every other word that Kai says, especially now because he's like, well, I won't spoil it. Yeah, so I just, oh my gosh, I love Kai. He is my second book boyfriend. Love him. He's amazing. But yeah, I am absolutely loving this book. I'm about to start chapter 31. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to continue reading this book. I actually just read at lunch, I read like literally a page, or I read like 2 pages, and I highlighted like almost everything on that page because he's just so iconic, you guys. Like, he's so iconic and I love him. And so yeah, I've been absolutely loving this book. I will say that at the very beginning it was a little bit slow. It's a little slow, but I actually started listening to it, like the audiobook of it. That's how I started the book. I actually did the same thing for Once Upon a Broken Heart. I started it, like the audiobook, and then I went back and I read it. I've been doing the same thing for this one, and I feel like that's, I don't know, it's something that helps me, especially if it's like I can hear a guy and a girl like actually speaking, like doing the audiobook and not like a AI thing or whatever. If I can hear like an actual guy's voice or a girl's voice, like it helps me to picture it a little bit better, I guess. And so that helps me to like really get into it. I can't remember how many chapters there are. There's 2 additional chapters in this book that are like sneak peeks, I guess. There's also an epilogue. Okay, so 68 plus the epilogue, 69. And then there's 2 extra little chapters that you could read, 70, 71. So kind of like 71 chapters in this book. And I am on 31. I can't wait to see what happens. And then I'm gonna have to read, and then I'm gonna read, not have to, but then I'm going to read Powerful. And then I'm gonna read Reckless. And then Fearless comes out next year in April, which is exciting. And then we'll see where this story goes, but I'm so excited, and it was such a good recommendation to start reading that book. Okay, so the second book that I am in the middle of is You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao, Thao. I'm not sure how to say that name, but this book has been so good so far. I am about to start chapter 6, so I'm not that far into it. I haven't had like a lot of time to just like sit and read, which is a little sad. Oh, it's 18 chapters. Okay, so it's 18 chapters. I'm on chapter 6. I don't know. I'm not sure why it's taking me so long to read this. I think I just have not like taken the time to like really sit down and just like dedicate a lot of time to reading it. I have been reading it like before I go to bed, or like on the weekend, you know, I'll pick it up and read it a little bit. I'm not rushing, you guys. I'm not rushing through books, especially Powerless. I really want to like absorb all the like really pretty quotes in there and everything, and the really like literally me, well, I know I'm talking about Powerless again, but literally me like in my car, I'm like kicking and screaming and like, oh my god, it's so cute, I love it. You know, like me like in my car during lunchtime is so like cringy, but it's hilarious at the same time. I'm like laughing at myself because I probably look so dumb if anybody saw me, but I was just like, oh my gosh, I got cat. But yeah, so this book is really, really good. So this book is about Julie. She loses her boyfriend Sam. He passes away, and this is not like a spoiler. So he passes away, and she's like going through all the grief. She kind of is like in a state of like, you know what, I just want to forget about him. You know, he left me when he said he never would, blah, blah, blah. You know, and she's really hurting. And then one night she's very vulnerable, and she is like, I'm going to call his phone one more time to hear his voicemail. She calls his phone and he answers. So then it's like, wait, what? Like, you have to, she is like now trying to figure out like, how are you answering the phone? Like, what? Like, what's going on? You know, and so they now are talking again, and she has to savor this temporary way of getting to talk to him. And it says on the book, she's the end of the at the bottom of the book, I like the way that it says it. It says, this connection is temporary, but hearing Sam's voice, Julie falls for him all over again, and with each call it becomes harder to let him go. Oh my gosh. I feel like, okay, so I picked up this book several times, put it down when I was at Walmart, would see it, pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. And I was like, it sounds so good. You know, like I hadn't heard anybody talk about it, but when I picked it up at the store, because I just like the cover, I was like, I read the back and I was like, oh my gosh, that's iconic. Like I kind of want to read that. But then I was like, nah, there's other books I want to get. So I would put it down. And then I pick it up again, put it down, pick it up, put it down, all that stuff. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to get this book because it's continuously been on my mind. I keep picking it up. There has to be a reason. I'm probably going to enjoy it. So I picked it up and I have been enjoying it so far. Like I said, I'm on chapter 6. There's 18 chapters. I'm assuming I should be done with it soon and then I can move on to a different book, which is exciting. I'm going to show you the rest of the books that I want to try to get to. But yeah, so once I finish one of those, I want to move on to It's Not Summer Without You by Jenny Han. I actually just read The Summer I Turned Pretty at the end of July. So, oh my gosh, you guys, that book was, it took me like little to no time to finish that book. I was so excited. I felt like such a fast reader, even though I'm definitely not a fast reader, but I felt like a fast reader. And the book like really kept me engaged. Like I wanted to just keep reading. I actually like the night that I finished it, I think I stayed up until like 12 or 1. I want to say I started reading at like 8 o'clock or something. Like I said, I'm not a fast reader, but these chapters are really, really short. The text is not big at all, and it's very like spaced out and stuff, so it's really easy to read. It's very YA. So far there hasn't been anything crazy in here. There is some language, of course, but like that's kind of to be expected nowadays, but it's been really good. Really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with the story. I don't know who to root for. I'm still on the fence. Especially going into like on the last book, they have like a little sneak peek into the second book, and the way the last book ended, I was like, oh, okay, you know. But then now how this one started, I was like, excuse me, what are you talking about? You know, so I'm a little like, what's going on here? So I don't know what to think, but I want to read all 3 and then I will do a review for you guys on all 3 books, because I think I would rather like compile them and just do like I read the whole series. Okay, so the next book, I just got this one recently. It's The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I really, really enjoyed Better Than the Movies. Better Than the Movies was so iconic. I still think about that book. I was about to say the video. I still think about that book. I was about to do it again. I still think about that book all the time. And I also really enjoyed Betting on You. I didn't enjoy Betting on You as much as I enjoyed Better Than the Movies, but I still enjoyed it enough that I was like, you know what? If Lynn Painter writes a book, I think I'll read it. So I wanted to really have been like waiting to pick up The Do-Over for a while, and I just haven't gotten around to it, but I finally got it and I'm so excited. It says, it seems that Emily is stuck in some sort of time loop nightmare that she can't wake up from as she rewatches her boyfriend Josh cheat on her day after day. In addition to Josh's reoccurring infidelity, Emily can't get away from the enigmatic Nick, that is a tongue twister, whom she keeps running into, sometimes literally in unfortunate ways. And so basically she's like reliving the same Valentine's Day over and over again. So I'm very, very excited to see what happens in this book, because like I said, I really loved her other 2 books. So we'll see. The next book, I want to attempt to get to this one. It is the Ballad of Never After. It is the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. And I'm so excited because Once Upon a Heart left off on, it ended on such a cliffhanger of like, wait a minute, what are you talking about? What's going on? I'm like so confused. So I can't wait to read this. And okay, I got a little sneak peek, right? Because I was watching this like short on YouTube, and it was saying books where he's obsessed with her, and this was one of them. And I was like, oh really, now is he? So it's gonna be very, very interesting to see like just how obsessed with her he is. I'm assuming the Prince of Hearts, right, is like obsessed with Evangeline. I'm assuming, you know. Okay, actually we can read the back. So it says, after Jax, the Prince of Hearts, betrays her, Evangeline Fox swears that she'll never trust him again. But when a terrifying new curse is revealed, Evangeline finds herself entering into a tenuous relationship with the Prince of Hearts again. To break the curse, Evangeline and Jax will have to do battle with old friends, new foes, and a magic that plays with the heads and hearts. Evangeline has always trusted her heart, but this time she's not sure if she can. I don't know about you, but that sounds very interesting to me. So I can't wait. I can't wait to read this. Okay, and then the next book that I want to attempt to read, hopefully I will get to all these books. I feel like before I had like a very like ambitious TBR for a month, and I learned my lesson because I did not read any of those books for that TBR. But I want to try to read these, and I feel like 5 is like, I've been able to read 5 to 6 books in a month. So I feel like this is more realistic. Seems like, you know, something that I could do. So this is called A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. This one is by Stephanie Garber. So I bought the second book because as soon as I saw it, it said like 1,000 Broken Pieces or something, but it matched the one I have here. So I was like, I'm gonna buy it. And I've heard that this book is sad, right? And then I was doing a haul of when I got that book, and I started to read the back, and I was like, wait a minute. Like, this is the second book to this. This is the second book, and it just revealed some tea. And so now I know how this is going to end. I don't know how they're going to get there, but I know the ending. I feel like this might be another Finny and Autumn situation where I'm going to get like obsessed with the characters. I'm going to be like heartbroken for weeks, you guys. I'm actually still not over it. Like I was upset for weeks after reading If He Had Been With Me and then If Only I Had Told Her. My heart was broken. My heart was like broken, like shattered into 1,000 pieces, It was shattered, and I was so upset. So I feel like that's what's gonna happen with this one, but I'm excited for it. Okay, I live for a sad book, you know, so there's that. But yeah, guys, that was my August TBR. We will see how much I get to. We'll see if it even stays these books, okay, because I changed my mind a lot. And there was actually another book that I was kind of like, should I put that in here? No, I probably won't get to it. Oh, but I really want to read it. I got Never by Jessa Hastings. She's the one who wrote Magnolia Parks, and she wrote this like Peter Pan story, and it just seems so interesting. Like from the moment that I picked it up, it seemed like a book that I would want to read, and so I kind of want to read that one, but it's kind of a long book, so I'm not sure if I'll get to it, but we'll see. So You just never know, girl. You never know. All right. So that was my August TBR. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have read any of these books, let me know. If you want to read any of these books, let me know. Maybe we can read together. So let me know. Yeah, I will be back with you guys for another video very soon, most likely a book review. So comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.